They say time leaves its mark on everyone, but what if your face, your energy, your presence are not obeying the same laws? What if looking younger than your age isn't about luck, but a reflection of the way you've lived, endured, and mastered your inner storms? The truth is, age reveals itself not only on the skin, it shows in the soul. And those who have walked the Stoic path understand something few ever do. Serenity has a way of sculpting youth from within. Welcome to Stoic Valor, where each word is a spark meant to awaken the unshakable part of you, the one that endures, grows, and transforms even under pressure. The Stoics would tell you that the body follows the mind. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If your thoughts are restless, angry, fearful, your body follows. It tightens, hardens, and with time, it wears the scars of that inner turbulence. But if your thoughts are calm, grateful, disciplined, your body mirrors that tranquility. The light in your eyes stays brighter, your voice steadies, you carry yourself differently, and that difference is felt before it is seen. Looking younger than your age, in the Stoic sense, isn't about vanity, it's about alignment. It's about a soul that has learned to rest even in motion. It's the quiet strength that comes from knowing what truly matters and letting go of everything that doesn't. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The constant stress of imagined problems, the endless overthinking, that is what ages us before our time. When you learn to stop feeding your mind with unnecessary worry, you stop feeding your body with unnecessary decay. Think about it. Every moment of anger leaves a trace. Every resentment you cling to is a wrinkle carved, not by time, but by resistance. The Stoic doesn't deny pain, but he refuses to be its prisoner. He breathes through the storm. He watches the chaos without becoming it. That calm detachment, that mastery of emotion, is what keeps the fire alive without burning the vessel that holds it. Modern science confirms what the ancients intuited. Chronic stress accelerates aging. Mindfulness slows it. Gratitude restores balance. Epictetus didn't have the vocabulary of hormones and oxidative stress, but he understood the same truth when he said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The modern mind might call it neurochemistry. The Stoic called it discipline. Both point to the same law. Inner order preserves outer vitality. The first hidden reason you look younger than your age may be this: you have learned not to dwell in chaos. You may not realize it, but every time you've chosen peace over argument, acceptance over frustration, presence over panic, you've preserved a piece of yourself. You've conserved energy that others waste in emotional battles. You've slowed the invisible erosion that stress causes from within. That's not magic, it's mastery. The second reason lies in your relationship with control. The Stoics divided the world into two categories: what depends on us and what does not. Seneca said, "We are tormented not by things themselves, but by our opinion of things." People who look younger than their years often share one secret: they don't fight what they cannot change. They adapt, they release. They focus their strength where it counts, on their actions, their reactions, their character. That focus becomes their armor. And armor, when it is light and flexible, allows the soul to breathe freely. This is not about ignoring life's pain, it's about understanding its weight and refusing to carry what isn't yours. The person who practices Stoic calmness doesn't spend days replaying insults or setbacks. They confront reality directly, then let it go. Over time, this creates not just emotional strength, but physical grace. Their movements are slower, steadier. Their eyes are clearer. Because their energy isn't trapped in regret or fear, it flows. Another hidden reason may be found in the Stoics' reverence for nature and rhythm. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Live in harmony with the flow of the universe." He wasn't speaking about cosmic mysticism. He was pointing to a truth that modern psychology echoes. When you resist life, you exhaust yourself. When you cooperate with it, you regenerate. The person who looks younger isn't clinging to what was or panicking about what's coming. They're here now, fully engaged with the moment before them. That kind of presence has power. It renews every cell of your being. Think about your own life. Every time you've let go of a toxic attachment, every time you've chosen silence over reaction, every time you've faced hardship with grace, you've created space for youth to remain. You've slowed time by refusing to live inside of it. The Stoics didn't chase youth, but they embodied timelessness. Their wisdom, their calm, their sense of proportion, it transcended years, and yet perhaps the most underestimated reason lies in gratitude. Seneca reminded us that nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart. Gratitude softens the lines of the soul. It turns scarcity into sufficiency, complaint into wonder. When you see life as a gift, not as a burden, you breathe differently. You carry less resentment. Your body reflects that inner ease. Gratitude, in essence, is anti-aging for the spirit. Looking younger than your age is not a matter of cosmetics. It's the natural outcome of emotional discipline. You've learned to pause before you explode. You've trained yourself to reflect before you react. You've stopped identifying with every passing thought. That kind of restraint creates an aura, a lightness. It's not something that makeup or surgery can replicate because it doesn't live on the surface. It lives in the pauses between your thoughts, in the peace you cultivate when no one's watching. Modern philosophers like Ryan Holiday often echo these truths in practical ways. He says, stillness is the key. In that stillness, your mind resets, your breath deepens, your body heals. Every quiet morning you've spent journaling instead of scrolling. Every evening you've chosen to reflect instead of argue. You've been practicing a form of rejuvenation that transcends biology. To live by Stoic principles is to return to yourself again and again. It's to stop leaking energy through comparison, envy, and anger. The young face is a reflection of a mind uncorrupted by excess desire. The timeless face belongs to the one who no longer rushes to prove, to possess, to please. You look younger because you've stopped aging yourself through emotional waste. So when people tell you you don't look your age, smile. Don't attribute it to luck. Know that it's the quiet reward of your discipline, the visible echo of invisible peace. You've learned to control what few can, the state of your mind. And that mastery doesn't just add years to your life, it adds life to your years. You've already seen how calm and perspective can shape the way you appear to the world. But now let's bring this down to earth, to your mornings, your habits, your moments of frustration. Because Stoicism isn't meant to stay on dusty pages. It's meant to be lived, tested, stretched, and felt in the rhythm of your everyday life. When Marcus Aurelius wrote his Meditations, he wasn't speaking to an audience. He was reminding himself how to live. So let's start where he started, with the first breath of the morning. Before you grab your phone or dive into the noise, take a few quiet seconds and remember what Epictetus taught, that today you will meet people who are opinionated, selfish, impatient, maybe even cruel, and yet you can remain in command of yourself. That awareness becomes a shield. It's not cynicism, it's preparation. It's emotional armor that keeps your peace intact. So here's your first Stoic ritual, the morning mind rehearsal. When you wake, take 3 deep breaths and picture yourself moving through the day with calm authority. You're not imagining perfection. You're rehearsing control. You're training your mind to see obstacles as opportunities. Ryan Holiday calls this premeditating adversity. It's not expecting the worst. It's choosing to be ready no matter what. That readiness shows up in your posture, your tone, even your heartbeat. It slows the frantic pulse of stress before it begins. Then there's the midday practice, the pause. The Stoics knew that emotion travels faster than reason. Anger, anxiety, defensiveness, they rush in before thought can catch up. So your job is to pause, even for 2 seconds, when you feel the heat rising. 2 seconds is enough to interrupt the storm. It's enough to ask, is this within my control? 9 times out of 10, it's not. And in that realization, the tension melts. You've just saved yourself hours of emotional fatigue, and yes, another invisible wrinkle. In those quiet spaces, you're doing something powerful. You're breaking the cycle of reactivity that ages the mind and tightens the body. Seneca advised, we should treat ourselves as we would treat someone we love. Imagine that, giving yourself the patience you'd offer a friend. When you learn to hold your temper instead of holding a grudge, you free up an enormous amount of energy. That energy becomes light in your face, ease in your voice, and grace in your presence. Let's move to the evening. The Stoics loved reflection. Seneca called it the accounting of the soul. Before bed, ask yourself 3 simple questions. What did I do well today? Where did I let emotion lead me instead of reason? How can I do better tomorrow? This isn't self-criticism, it's self-correction. You're not punishing yourself. You're polishing yourself. Over time, this quiet review creates an inner steadiness that no chaos can shake. Your mind sleeps lighter. Your dreams are less burdened. Your body wakes fresher. That's the kind of rest no luxury mattress can give you. And then there's gratitude, not the kind you post about, but the kind you feel deep in your bones. Try this. Once a day, write down 3 things you're grateful for that money can't buy. The smile of a friend, the taste of your morning coffee, the ability to breathe deeply without pain. Gratitude trains your focus. It turns the eye away from what's missing and toward what's already abundant. When you do that consistently, you begin to radiate calm. Gratitude is a balm. It heals what tension breaks. If this message is resonating with you, don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Valor, because here we don't just reflect, we transform. Now let's talk about how to move through the world. The Stoics were warriors of stillness, not soldiers of aggression. When the day tests you, when someone cuts you off in traffic, when your plans collapse, remember you have a choice. You can let frustration age you in seconds, or you can treat it as training. Every inconvenience becomes a gym for your character. Every insult becomes a weight you can lift with patience. You grow stronger, leaner, calmer, not just in spirit, but in energy. Try this mental exercise the next time you face conflict. Imagine you are a mountain. The storm hits, the wind howls, but you remain unmoved. The storm doesn't last. It never does. You stay solid, composed. This visualization isn't fantasy, it's self-conditioning. You're teaching your nervous system that calm is your default, not chaos. Some people wonder how to practice stoicism in relationships, where emotion is strongest. The answer is compassion without attachment. Love deeply, but understand that others are not possessions. They are fellow travelers. When they hurt you, remind yourself they are acting according to their understanding. That phrase alone can dissolve resentment. It replaces judgment with empathy, and empathy keeps the heart youthful. One more practice, voluntary discomfort. Seneca recommended sleeping on the floor once in a while, eating simple food, wearing rough clothes. Not because he was a masochist, but because comfort, when unchecked, breeds fear. By choosing discomfort occasionally, you remind yourself that you can handle less, and therefore fear less. And freedom from fear, that's the ultimate anti-aging formula. Fear tenses the muscles, shortens the breath, and drains vitality. Courage, on the other hand, softens the face and strengthens the spirit. These are not grand rituals. They're micro acts of mastery. Over days, they accumulate into something visible. You'll notice it when people start asking, how do you stay so calm, so centered? That's when you'll realize the Stoic life doesn't just protect your mind, it refines your presence. Because in the end, the most attractive quality a human can possess is tranquility in motion. It's the kind of peace that no chaos can corrupt. And that peace looks ageless. There's something magnetic about a person who's calm under pressure. In a world addicted to noise and urgency, stillness feels rebellious. It's why when someone walks into a room with quiet confidence, people notice. They don't even have to say a word. That kind of energy can't be faked. It's cultivated. And it's the same kind of quiet strength that Stoicism has been teaching for over 2,000 years. Think about the world today. Everyone is rushing. Everyone is comparing. Everyone is anxious to prove something. Aging has become a race against time instead of a journey through it. Billboards scream about creams and procedures, but the truth remains. Your appearance is the echo of your inner state. You can't hide tension behind makeup, and you can't fake serenity with filters. The body speaks the language of the soul. The calmer the mind, the softer the years rest on the face. Consider someone you know who seems to glow from within. Maybe it's not that they have perfect skin or a flawless life. Maybe it's the way they laugh easily, forgive quickly, and hold no grudges. That glow comes from inner alignment, a mind not constantly at war with itself. When Ryan Holiday said, "The obstacle is the way," he wasn't speaking metaphorically. He meant that our growth, our peace, our youth, all come from the way we handle difficulty. The one who faces hardship without bitterness doesn't just mature, they evolve. Let's bring this to real life. There was a young entrepreneur, restless, driven, chasing success like a shadow. Every failure aged him. Every delay felt like death. Sleepless nights, clenched jaw, tension in every word. One day he read a passage from Marcus Aurelius. If it's endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining, something clicked. He realized he was spending more energy resisting what was happening than actually working through it. So he began to practice stillness. He stopped reacting to every setback as if it were personal. Months later, his colleagues noticed he looked different, lighter, calmer, even younger. The only thing that changed was his relationship with stress. That's the Stoic effect. It's not mystical, it's practical. It's the difference between fighting life and flowing with it. When you stop treating every inconvenience as an attack, your nervous system relaxes. You start to breathe again. You reclaim the energy that anxiety was stealing. Now contrast that with the person who constantly complains, who blames others for everything, who lives in reaction mode. Every comment offends them. Every delay ruins their day. You can see it in their body. Shoulders tense, eyes dull, smile forced. They live in resistance, and resistance is exhausting. That's why they look older than they are. They're not aging from time. They're aging from turmoil. The Stoic way flips this script. It tells you, you can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. And in adjusting, you conserve strength. You redirect what others waste. Modern authors like James Clear would call it atomic discipline. Small, consistent choices that compound over time. One calm response today, another tomorrow. That's how character is built. And character, like youth, is not lost overnight. It fades or strengthens based on your habits. Take another example, a woman navigating heartbreak. She could drown in bitterness, or she could, as Epictetus would advise, detach from what is not within your power. So instead of obsessing over the past, she begins to focus on gratitude, routine, and growth. She journals her pain, breathes through her grief, refuses to let resentment define her. 6 months later, she's radiant. People say, "You seem younger." What they're really seeing is freedom. The moment she stopped fighting reality, she stopped aging from it. Even modern science echoes the Stoics now. Studies on mindfulness and stress reduction show that people who meditate regularly have lower biological age markers. Their cells literally age slower. The ancients may not have spoken about telomeres, but they knew that a peaceful mind preserves the vessel it lives in. Marcus Aurelius was right when he wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive." That thought alone releases the body from the heaviness of complaint. Let's talk about contrast. Two people facing the same crisis. One loses their job and spirals into panic. What if I never recover? What will people think? The other, Stoic-minded, pauses and says, what is within my control? My effort, my attitude. He treats the situation as training. Weeks later, he's more composed, focused, and resilient. The crisis didn't break him, it built him. He looks leaner, stronger, sharper. It's not coincidence. Peace preserves, panic corrodes. Modern authors like Mark Manson often echo this in their own blunt way. You can't control what happens, but you can control what it means. That's Stoicism distilled. Meaning is what determines whether suffering poisons you or purifies you. The person who finds meaning in struggle walks lighter, and those who walk lighter look younger. Even elite performers today borrow from Stoic thought without realizing it. Athletes visualize adversity before it happens. Soldiers rehearse calm under pressure. Entrepreneurs meditate on failure. They're all practicing what Seneca taught. He who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than necessary. These are people who understand that anticipation without panic is preparation, and preparation brings peace. One more example. Picture an older man who has lived through loss, failure, and betrayal. Yet when he speaks, there's light in his eyes. He's not bitter. He's wise. That's the mark of a Stoic soul, weathered but unbroken. People mistake his serenity for youth, but it's deeper than that. It's timelessness. Life couldn't harden him because he refused to close his heart. So maybe youth isn't about smooth skin or shiny hair. Maybe it's about how much you've learned to release. The child looks young because they carry no grudges. The Stoic looks timeless because they've learned to live that way again, consciously, deliberately, courageously. That's the paradox. To look younger, you must grow older, not in years, but in wisdom. Every layer of understanding removes a layer of fear. Every acceptance sheds an ounce of tension, and every act of forgiveness renews your spirit. This is why, in a chaotic age, Stoicism isn't just philosophy. It's self-preservation. It's a way to stay alive in the truest sense of the word. When you live by its principles, you don't just survive the passing of time, you transcend it. There comes a moment in every Stoic journey when you stop asking, "How can I look younger?" and start asking, "How can I live lighter?" Because that is the real secret. Looking young is only a reflection of something deeper, a soul that has refused to grow heavy with bitterness, regret, or fear. You begin to understand that the face changes, the body changes, but what truly shapes the way the world perceives you is your inner weather. If your inner world is calm, your presence is radiant. If your thoughts are chaotic, your energy shows it before your words ever can. The Stoics knew that time is neither enemy nor ally. It's neutral. What gives it power is how you meet it. A person may live 40 years and look weary because they've spent those years resisting everything. Another may live 70 years and look alive because they've spent those years flowing with everything. You can see the difference immediately. One carries time like a burden, the other like a teacher. So perhaps that is the greatest hidden reason of all. You look younger than your age because you have learned to make peace with time. You no longer fight its passing, you honor it. You've realized that every wrinkle tells a story of endurance. Every scar is proof of survival. The Stoic doesn't fear age. They respect it. They know that the goal was never to stop time, but to use it wisely. Marco Aurelius once wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live." When you begin to live fully, without clinging, without panic, without pretense, you begin to shine in a way that no number can define. People will tell you that you have good genes, or luck, or a secret routine. But deep down, you'll know the truth. Peace has become your skincare, gratitude your moisturizer, purpose your eternal youth. And if you ever doubt it, remember this: serenity is magnetic. Discipline is beautiful. Presence is ageless. Every time you choose these, you step out of time's shadow and into eternity's light. You are not escaping age. You are transcending it through awareness. Pause for a moment now and ask yourself, how many years have you wasted worrying about things beyond your control? How many days have you aged yourself with anger, fear, or regret? You can stop that clock right here, right now, by choosing to live differently, by living stoically. Because in truth, every breath can renew you. Every choice can reshape you. Every act of courage, every moment of calm, every deep breath in the middle of chaos, those are the real elixirs of youth. Seneca said, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life." When you do that, every morning becomes a rebirth, every sunset a soft closure. You start to measure time, not by the wrinkles on your face, but by the peace in your heart. And that kind of peace, It glows. You've now walked through the hidden reasons why serenity keeps you young. The control of thought, the surrender to nature's rhythm, the discipline of emotion, the gratitude of the heart, the freedom from attachment, the embrace of simplicity, and the wisdom to let go. Together, they form a way of being that transcends the mirror. So carry this message with you. Your youth is not behind you. It's within you. Every time you practice patience instead of pride, compassion instead of judgment, purpose instead of panic, you're not just becoming stoic, you're becoming timeless. If this message has stirred something within you, I invite you to take the next step. Reflect on your own journey. Which hidden reason speaks to you the most? Share it in the comments, because your reflection may awaken someone else's. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Stoic Valor, where we turn philosophy into strength and reflection into transformation. Remember, youth fades, but virtue deepens. The outer form changes, but inner power does not age. You've already proven that by walking this far on your path. So stand tall, breathe slow, and know this: peace is the ultimate rebellion against time, and the one who lives in peace never truly grows old. The silence that once felt empty now becomes full of meaning, full of presence, full of life. And as you walk forward from this moment, may your calm be your signature, your wisdom your beauty, and your stillness your eternal youth. Because sometimes looking young isn't a blessing from time, it's a victory over it.